Alright, for this debate discussion for government economics, we're a legislator in the current time period, and we have three questions to answer. One, what rights are involved in this situation, and how are they conflicting? And then, which one would we put as more important than the other? And then we have to give a solution. So, like I said, the time period's now, and I'm a legislative person, or a legislator, and my job is to answer these three questions on this topic. And the topic is the rights of religious rights and gay rights. And there's also another right that I see in there that I'll talk about. But the situation is that there are religious companies who are denying service to gay couples, and in a couple different ways. But the one specific example that we're given is by a photography company, a couple who takes pictures and does it pretty well. It denies the service to take pictures at a gay's wedding. And so, from that point of view, let's go ahead and start. Alright, so what are the rights? Like I said, briefly, was the gay rights, the religious rights, and the third right that I see in this that is something that's in there but not really talked about is the right to associate with who you choose. And the way they're conflicting, like I said, that the religious people don't want to serve the gays, but in that sense there have been two outcomes so far. Either religious rights are infringed upon and they say, well, guess what, you have to serve them anyway against the couple's will, or whoever's will that is. And the other one is that the gays just aren't served and they get upset. And so how do we solve this? Or which of these three rights do I put more important than the others? And for me, I would personally put religious as a more important right, because that's in my opinion. I'm not gay, I don't believe in that, but if I'm a legislator and I'm looking at a broad field now, it's going to be about this. There's pretty much an even balance of people, not even, but it's going to be important for both. Gays and religious rights are going to be both important. So me putting one above the other to have a upper hand against the other one is not going to help. And then the right to associate with who you choose, I put as a much higher and more important right than the other two. And I'll explain why in my solution, which is this. I would do nothing as a legislator. And the reason I would say this is because the proper roles of legislator, and one of them is to not, as long as you're not infringing upon a work, will, or trade, which if I did anything in this situation saying, alright, well you can't discriminate against people, then I would be going against the will of these people, their company, and their trade. So that's something to put out there, and that's why my solution would be nothing. And the reason I put associating with who you choose as a much more important one is because this is something that would apply to everyone across the board. Anyone could discriminate against anyone. And the reason, this sounds like a terrible thing, but if I'm someone and I just don't want to serve to a specific type of people, it doesn't have to just be gays, it could be anyone, that's my right. It's my right to say, no, I'm not going to serve you as a private business owner. Alright, so, but the reverse can be done. If I walked into a store and the business owner said, no, we do not want to serve you, that's fine as well. It's their choice to discriminate against me. It would be a bad choice on my part and theirs if we started discriminating against people, because on a business standpoint, you'd be losing money and losing customers. But that's your right to do. And that's why I would put that at a higher pedestal. And that's also why my decision is nothing, because it goes against the proper rules of legislator. A legislative function that goes against what it's supposed to do. And then the answer would be like, alright, well if you do nothing, then nothing gets resolved. But it's a no. It's liberty that's put into place there. The liberty of choosing who you serve and who you don't. And something that would be put against this argument right here is that, well, you're taking away the gays' ability to get these pictures taken for them. And that's not the case. I'm just saying that people can choose not to take the pictures for them, but that's not saying that someone would be someone out there who wants the money more and would be more willing to maybe sacrifice those religious beliefs, or may not have religious beliefs and be fine with taking these pictures for them where the gays would still be able to get those wedding pictures taken for them, or whatever other services may be. And then this works on a much, much broader spectrum against any kind of business or any type of religion or different other rights. If you let them, if they're all able to associate with who they choose, there you go. Everyone's going to be able to associate with who they choose, and there's always going to be someone that's willing to do that service for you, but they have the choice of saying no. And then no one has to be put against their will. Their trade and work doesn't need to be infringed upon by the government and the laws that I would make as a legislator. And then liberty would take over and actually fix the problems much better than whatever law I would be able to think of would be able to. And so that's my opinion on this, and this is my debate. So thanks for watching.